Let's move on. Jeremy Morley from Taarifa. He's the winner of our Sanitation App Challenge. He's going to talk about something completely different. Thank you, Jeremy.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So I'm here to talk about our app for good named Taarifa. Probably everyone here has access to one of these, and I'm not talking about the duck in this case, but clean water and a tap providing clean drinking water. Similarly, you probably all have access to one of these as well, sanitation facilities to take dirty and polluted waters away and have them treated. In many parts of the world, though, this is not the case. So here there's 100,000 people, for example, here in the Tandali slum in Dar es Salaam who don't have access to this, and you can see just from this photo alone that the drinking and dirty water are intimately mixed in this environment. So our motivation in our app came from the problems of sanitation. Essentially, they boil down to this: delivery of clean water, safe removal of the dirty water, and to keep these things separate the dirty water from the clean in the environment. And you can see some figures here, and it's not necessarily just about creating new infrastructure. That more than 50% of the water points in Tanzania, for example, are non-functional. So we're interested in reporting and fixing problems as much as we are in creating new infrastructure in this environment. And often the situation is here as well that this particular environment, the apps and existing solutions are too complex for the current situation in the IT there. So Taarifa itself is an open source platform. We're interested in information collection and visualization and mapping, but we're particularly interested in being multi-platform. We're not a single app. We take reports from SMS all the way through to smartphone applications and put them into a workflow. This is an important component for us. This means that the reports don't just disappear, that they are followed up on, acted on, and that they engage the citizens and communities through feedback on the actions. And this feedback process is an essential component. We were born from a London Water hackathon and have come up through the SAN hack as well. And as I said, an important component is that we start with the report, but we have authentication and triage stages. We then move on to going to get the problem fixed, but then we check back with the reporter as to whether the fix has resolved the problem, so that there's a closed loop with the reporter in the first place. And this is part of the interaction. So we've been working in Tanzania.
My name is Msikari Msilanga. I live in Tiptop. My water tap is not working. I have decided to come to find the water in the water tank. I wish I would have reported this using my phone, and it would have been great.
Using technology they already own, such as mobile phones, Taarifa allows citizens to report public service delivery issues. Reports go to a central workflow which stores the report and provides key performance indicators to the city and government. Finally, the user is informed that their problem has been reported, keeping them in the loop.
Thank you. That's the essence of Taarifa.
Thank you.
Quick question. In such countries, the problem is the governments. We know that the government, they don't do their job perfectly, regardless of the reason for that. What you are trying to do is you are aggregating all the information and just reporting it back, making sure that they solve the problem, and then you monitor that again. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We kind of have two approaches. That our main approach so far with Taarifa has been working with the World Bank and actually working in country with country governments to try and work with the people who are interested in improving this environment, and actually to working with government. However, we're also interested from a more long-term perspective in community mapping and community-based, so bottom-up infrastructure as well. So currently, because it's an easy way in, we're working top-down, but we're interested in that sort of bottom-up activity too.
You mentioned it's a web portal, so accessing this from a feature phone, how do I interact with Taarifa?
Yes,
the guy who stood there at the water bowl, does he send an SMS or does he go on Taarifa portal and?
We have different options, okay, and all of them can run at the same time. So if you set up an SMS portal to the application, the person would send an initial short code, and then they get a series of questions back by SMS to make
So
reports.
you're qualifying.
Exactly, and they build up the schema of information. Alternatively, if they have a smartphone, they can go directly to forms to fill in and do it directly like that. So we've tried to be flexible. And the app, the sort of back end, will communicate back to them to report what's happened through the means that they chose. So if they first interacted by SMS, they get SMSs back to say, has the report been fixed, for example.
Last question. Right.
So, please go ahead.
Now, how do you get virality? How are you distributing the app? How does it get into people?
Well, so far, all of our activity has been either through direct interactions with communities in the country or through the World Bank. We've just won £100,000 prize money from the World Bank to actually support further interaction with communities and governments. And we've started to find that this is at least going viral in this community. We're starting to find installations happening because people have heard about the app through previous projects and so on.
Congratulations. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.